friends, and welcome back to the Craft Castle. My name is Ashley, and do you have one of these Xtool laser engravers or cutters, or are you in the market for getting one of these laser cutters and you have no idea how to create your own laser cut files? This video is going to be for you then, because as I was surfing the Xtool Creative Space program, because they just came out with a new update, I found the coolest button ever, and I want to show you because it is going to be making laser crafting so much easier and so much fun. Currently right now, we're in the season, we are in the hustle and bustle. We do not have time to create laser cut files from scratch. And Xtool just made it so much easier for us. Let me show you. Okay, so if you already own an Xtool, what I want you to do is make sure that your Xtool software, the Creative Space software, is updated, because then you're going to be able to get all the new features that the Xtool program has to offer for you. The second thing that I want you to do is make sure you're logged in to your account. Now, I am logged in, but if you're not, it will say log in. Make sure and log in, because that's next important thing for this video. Okay, so if you have no idea how in the world to make your own SVG files, come over here into new project. The Xtool Creative Space program just did a huge update, and they have this right here. Now, my Xtool P2S is turned on, so it's automatically going to connect. You do not have to have your Xtool turned on, and you also don't even actually have to own an Xtool in order to surf around the Xtool software. So just keep that in mind. I am going to right click and hide the background because I don't need that right now. But what I want you to do is click on this folder right here. It's going to be brand new and it's called projects. When you do, all of these projects, these laser cut files and engraving files, are going to be available for you. Most of them are going to be free. This is called Xtool's DesignFind. It's going to be their own software design file thing. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is a collab with other users, because you can see other people's names are right here. So I think this is like this person right here is a premium creator, and this is their design file. You can follow them if you like them, or look at more of their design files. So I'm pretty sure that this is just a marketplace for a bunch of different creators to upload their SVG files that they're using. Now, I would like to note that you are going to see some copyrighted images, which I find to be a little interesting. I think that Xtool's people over at Xtool aren't really monitoring what is like selling copyrighted images. I'm not entirely sure the legalities of this. So if you see something like this Game Boy and you really want to use it eventually, what I would do is I would hurry up and download it before somebody somewhere takes them off, because I don't think they're allowed to have them on here, but that's for a different day. So what I did want to show you is all of these laser cut files that are ready for you to use. So if you're new to laser cutting and you have no idea how to set up a file or create a file, or if you're just in a rush and you don't want to create a whole new file from scratch, but you just want to create something, this is exactly where you need to go. Because all we need to do is, let's do this right here. Although we are way past Christmas, we can just click on this, and you can either do one or two things. You can download the SVG file, or you can open it up in Xtool Creative Space. Now, downloading it will download it onto your computer or your iPad or whatever it is that you use to manage Xtool's Creative Space. But if you just wanted to go to and keep this all into the Creative Space, what you would need to do is come over here into Open in Xtool Creative Space. And looks like I have two windows that popped up right here. This is going to be for the little ornament, and then over here is going to be for the candy holder itself. Okay. Now, going back over into my original tab that I have here for DesignFind, this one was free. So it doesn't matter who is going to be using it, it's going to be free for everyone, which I love and absolutely find is the coolest thing of this all, because we have free laser files. Now, I did say that not every single file is going to be free. You will see that some of these, like this right here, has a $7 thing on here. If we click on this, You can buy it for $7 or you can redeem it for some credits. Now, obviously, everyone's credits are going to be different. I think I have somewhere like 10,000 credits. All credits are going to be different for everyone, and you can upgrade or buy more credits if you wanted to. All you would need to do is press redeem. New window would pop up. You would redeem your points. You would get this laser file for the redemption of your points. Then it's going to be yours forever. Now, the one thing that I love the most about this is that most of them are free, which is great because generally when I'm teaching new laser artists how to build layered SVG files or at least get acquainted with laser cutting, what I always direct people to do is head over to Creative Fabrica, and this is going to be a paid for service. I love this website, especially for things that you just want to get done real quick. What you would want to do is go to Creative Fabrica, 3D Crafts. You would want to come over here into laser crafts. Now you can select all of these one individually, or you can just come up here into 3D laser cut files. And all of these are going to pop up. All of these are going to be workable or usable in your laser cutter. It doesn't really matter which laser cutter you have. Obviously, the capabilities of what your laser cutter can cut and engrave, that's subject to your actual laser, but all of these will work on all laser cutters, or at least their cutting softwares. The one thing that I love the most about the Xtool is now we don't have to go into a secondary website in order to figure out or cut it or project or whatever, because we have 122 different laser engraving files and cutting files and stuff like that. And it's huge, like Mickey ears. We got Pikachu right here. It is crazy how many files are available. Ooh, I have the F1 Ultra and I can do this Tree of Life wax seal, the deep engrave. Oh my gosh. But it is crazy how many files are available that are free to use because you already purchased your Xtool, which I love, absolutely love. Now, the one thing that I wish they had, which I can't seem to find it here, is a search field. Like I would like to search for Easter. Because earlier when I was looking, I had seen this really cute Easter sign that I was like, oh, I want to make it, but I can't select anything and I can't search for anything. So that is the downfall. This is a fairly new thing. I've never seen this before. So I'm assuming that there will eventually be a spot that we can actually search for for a project. Hopefully they're watching this and they're like, oh, Ashley wants a search field, so let's give her one, because that would make things a lot easier. Because the whole point about using SVG files like this is that we're going to be quick and easy and to the point. Ooh, a graving tool. Oh my gosh. Most of this I'm just seeing for the very first time because I saw this new feature and had to run on here to show you, because this is absolutely amazing. Also, some of this, like this right here, I've actually seen this file on Creative Fabrica. Now, if you have credits, you could use it for free. So you wouldn't even have to use the Creative Fabrica membership. You could just get it straight from here. Like these right here is a Creative Fabrica file that I have seen. We can just download it using our credits if you have them, making it free if you already have them. You know what I mean? We got jigsaw puzzles. Oh, cute little reindeer earrings. Now, a lot of these SVG files, like let's say you think that these reindeers are really cute, but you don't want to make them into earrings, you can just adjust them to what you want to make. Like you can make them larger and make them out to be like Christmas ornaments. Oh my gosh, this Switch game cartridge holder. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I need to make that. There's so many things that I've seen on here that I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to make that. Oh, it's this one right here. Okay, so this is the SVG file that I had seen, the Easter file, and I thought it was so cute. And I have a bunch of these wood rounds just in my craft room. I am going to make this. So for me, I'm going to use my credits. This is obviously a premium project, but I have a bunch of credits, so I'm just going to press redeem. Oh, this is how many credits I have. I'm just going to press redeem again. I redeemed it. Now, what I'm going to do is, okay, first what I'm going to do is download all. We're just going to download all. Now this is going to download into my computer and I'm just going to press save. We're just going to exit out of all of this, and I'm going to close out of this right here, okay? Now what I'm going to do is find that downloaded file that I just used my credits for. Now for this project, we have all of these little files. I'm looking for one that says SVG, which is this one right here, .svg. All you're going to do is take this, drag and drop it into Xtool's Creative Space. No, display it as the original size. I don't want to resize anything right now, okay? Let's just zoom out over here. Now for this particular file, you're going to see that you have a wood round already here with some green lines. The green lines mean score, so it's going to tell you exactly where to layer this onto here. And then this big old circle is what you're going to use to like cut out to put your background to make your whole wood sign. But remember what I told you, I already have wood rounds here in my craft room, so I don't technically need that. So what I'm going to do is first grab my wood round. Now these wood rounds I got at Lowe's. You can also get them at Home Depot. Any other hardware store also has them, and they come in various sizes. Now this right here says 15 inches, but I always want you to make sure that things are actually what they say they are. So my wood round is exactly 15 inches. So that's great. Now that I've measured that, we're going to go back to the software. Now remember, my sign is 15 inches. So having this SVG file selected, what I want to do is make sure the height is 15 inches. Okay, 15 inches. And go. Everything, now this right here should be locked. That means that everything was resized proportionately. If we were to right click this and press ungroup and select on this circle right here, this circle is 15 by 15 inches. That means that everything else that's over here on the right is going to fit on the left. And I am not going to cut this out because I already have my wood blank. Okay, so we're just going to select this right here. You don't have to delete it. I'm just going to delete it just because I want to remember not to cut that out, okay? Now what I am going to do is cut the rest of this out in wood, all right? So first and foremost, what we need to do is go and grab our piece of wood and put it inside of our Xtool. Okay, sliding everything out of the way, I am going to put in some 3mm wood that I get straight from Xtool. I'm going to put that into my Xtool P2. Now, if you have an Xtool S1 or an M1 Ultra, or even the F1s and stuff like that, you could, varying in size, you could do this project because I'm cutting it out on wood. In every single one of the other Xtools, because they're diodes, you can cut wood. I'm just going to be using my Xtool P2S because it is my go-to machine for cutting anything because it's super fast. Now that we have that inserted into the Xtool P2, all we have to do is go over to the computer. Now over at the computer, all you want to do is first and foremost is we are going to refresh the bed item or the bed background. It's going to give us an updated capture. I also need to add in the material that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using 3mm basswood and press confirm. Okay, now what we're going to do is let me just select everything that's over here and just take this and move this away from the workspace because it gets kind of confusing, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert this one, selecting everything, making sure everything stays the way it is. Now the green is going to be score and the red is going to be cut, but we're going to change that over here in a second. So let's just do this right here, and we're going to put this onto our wood. Now I do love the Xtool P2S because it has a camera, so I don't have to do anything more besides just refreshing the bed image, and I know exactly where my material is. Ooh, the other thing that I want you to do is come up down here and do an aimed measure. This is just going to ensure that we get proper and good quality cuts, okay? This is called nesting your items. You just want to make sure and conserve space so, you know, you don't have to have multiple pieces of wood. I am going to have multiple pieces of wood, but at least I won't be using a bunch. If you don't nest your items, you are going to have to use more than others. Now that I've nested the items though, you can see that I am going to fill up this entire piece of wood sheet. Now what we need to do is we need to set our cutting parameters, which we haven't done yet. So the green needs to be score. So selecting the green, it's on score, which is great. Now what you want to do is selecting the red, okay? The red needs to be cut. So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna cut it. Now with the Xtool program, it gives you the test grid features, which I absolutely love. If you're using Xtool materials. They already have these right here. And this is going to tell you that if you were to use this setting, you're going to get something that looks like a score line or an engraving. If you go into these deeper ones, you're going to see that they're hollowed out. That means that they actually cut. They've done that for you. If you're not using Xtool material, you may have to do your own test grid feature. I already have a video about that in on my channel, but Xtool, because I'm using Xtool material, they suggest to use this one right here. I'm going to bump it up just a little bit more because I just want to make sure that this actually cuts the way it's supposed to. So I'm just going to click on this, and when I did that, you can see that my settings changed, just like they're automatically changing. You could change this if you wanted to manually, or you can click these things, but once you're done, all you need to do is press process. Now, my Xtool is going to take 7 minutes and 18 seconds to cut and score. So now I'm going to do is press start. Heading back over into my Xtool. If you are not using your Xtool air filter, I am. If you're not, you want to make sure and vent this out of a window. If you are, hopefully your Xtool air filter connects automatically in Bluetooth. If it doesn't, you just want to monitor it so you can turn it on manually yourself. But once you're done, there's going to be this blue light right here. You just want to press it, and then this thing is going to start cutting. All right, now that it's done cutting, you just want to open up the lid. What I always suggest anyone doing if they're using material for the very first time and they don't know if they had good cut settings is don't take the actual material all the way out, because I have them clamped into place. If this didn't cut great the first time, I could just close the lid and reprocess it, and the machine is going to cut out exactly where I have the material. If I were to move the original material around, it would be virtually impossible to try and realign this material to make sure it gets cut right away. But for me, when I just try and flip this out, I have perfectly good cuts. Now, obviously, we are going to have or need an additional piece of material to get cut out. So I'm just going to take all of these out and set these over to the side. I have another piece of material here. It's the same exact material that I had before that I just cut. You can see that I have a little bit of cutout right here. I've already used it before. So we're just going to put this in, making sure it's clamped down into place. I'm just going to shut the lid and go back over to the Xtool program. Okay, over at the Xtool program, all you want to do is press OK. And now I've already cut all of this out. So I'm just going to select everything that I've already cut out, and I'm going to drag it away from my working area. Now all you need to do is come over here and put in your items that you have not cut out. Okay, so all you need to do now, we don't have to change any of our settings because we've already determined that they're pretty good for the first one. You just want to press process and then press start. Going back over to the machine, all you need to do is press the blue button. Okay, now that that's done, all you want to do is just open up the lid and take out your piece of material that you just cut out. Okay, let's take this over to the crafting table and assemble it together. So to assemble this sign, it's actually really easy and simple. What I strongly suggest you doing, though, first is take all of your pieces and paint and stain them as individual pieces. It'll be a lot easier and it'll look more finished and professionally done if you do it as individual pieces. Now, I use a combination of paint, stain, and paint markers, just because that's what I have available. If it were me, I would probably stain the backer and then use spray paint for all the other pieces, because having to hand paint or use paint markers is kind of time consuming and a little annoying, but that's my personal preference. Use whatever you have on hand. When you get done painting and staining all of your pieces, what you need to do is then glue all of your pieces. Now, traditionally, people are going to tell you to use wood glue because you have wood. You should probably be using wood glue to do that. However, I am not using wood glue, and that's because wood glue is traditionally like a yellowish color. It yellows over time, or it is yellow. So if you put too much glue on your project, you're going to have yellow glue everywhere, and that's quite annoying. So what I'm going to use is some silicone glue. It's my favorite type of glue. I use this glue for practically everything besides cardstock projects, but I use it for absolutely everything. So I'm going to be using clear silicone glue in order to glue down all of my pieces. I do it, one, because it never yellows. Two, even if I put too much glue down, you're not going to see it because it's going to dry clear. So you don't have like any of that funky yellow look that tends to happen when you have traditional wood glue. Once it's all done, then you're going to have this really cute sign that gets assembled very quickly and is so cute when it's finished. Now, you are going to tell that when I hold the sign up and look it over to the side, that my boards that I used to cut this out on my Xtool P2S wasn't 100% flat. There's a little bit of warping into that. So what I'm going to do is just take a heavy drawer. It's my jewelry blank drawer that I have here in my craft room. And I'm going to make sure and just like plop it down nicely on top of my sign. I'm going to let that drawer essentially be a weight so it like puts my wood down so it lays nice and flat. I'm going to let the glue dry underneath all of that. When it's done being dried, I can take that little shelf out or that little drawer out, and it's going to be a perfectly looking sign. Cute little trick there. Once the full 24 hours have finished, I'm just going to be able to take that tray off, put a little hanger on the back of it, and hang that up on my front door, and it's going to look so stinking cute. The one thing that I love about the new feature that Xtool came out with is the fact that we just created that sign without any type of design work at all, making crafting so much faster, because that's the fun part, is actually creating something versus designing something. Well, I mean, I do like to design every once in a while, you know, when you're sitting on the couch doing absolutely nothing, but for the most part, I love being on the crafting side of it, where I actually get to make something. So I love the fact that this new feature that Xtool came out with makes it a lot easier for us crafters just to get to crafting. But then also, if you're new to laser work in like building files and stuff like that, you actually don't even have to know how to build a laser file, because they're going to be available for you through that marketplace. All right, y'all, I sure hope I inspired you to create, and I'll see you next time.